UK. Oh, yes, and they're really investing in the UK tourism. They were the first to set sail and do proper holidays, and they've been doing that for the last week or so. And it's great to see them back on the water. And it's also fantastic to introduce them as featured on the One Show. We've got MSC Cruises, and our lovely Danny is going to take us through everything to do with MSC currently and a little bit hopefully for the future as well.
Hello, good morning, and thank you for joining us today. Thank you for that lovely introduction there, Trevor. So yeah, basically I'm Danielle. I'm one of the regional sales managers for MSC Cruises, and I'm absolutely delighted to be talking to you today about MSC Virtuosa. She is our newest ship to join our fleet. We've currently got 17 ships in our fleet so far, and we've got another, I think 6 or 7 on order in the next 7 years. So watch this space. So MSC is our flagship. She's currently sailing out of the UK at the moment, like Trevor said. She had her first maiden voyage on the 20th of May, where she's doing 4-night cruises. She's doing 4 mini cruises for 4 nights. And I have to say, I was working down in Southampton yesterday, meeting our customers, and they're in for a lovely cruise with this weather. On board, you could be in the Med, you know, it's as hot as the Med at the moment. So they've picked a really good time to be sailing with MSC Cruises. So the first slide, I've got MSC Virtuosa, the technical characteristics. As you can see, the gross tonnage is 181,541. Okay, now she at the moment is only carrying 1,000 customers per sailing up until the 21st of June. We're going to wait for Boris to do some more announcements. If we're allowed to increase that, we will, but the ship will never sail at full capacity at the moment due to the COVID restrictions. Because at full capacity, she does carry 6,334 customers. So she is the largest ship in our fleet. But like I said, at the moment, we're only having 1,000 customers on board, and we actually have 1,500 staff. So the ratio is phenomenal. But you can see there, I'm not going to read through all the statistics, but you can see how many lifts we've got on board. We've got 19 decks, 15 for our customers. It tells you about the stabilizers, how many swimming pools, etc., etc. So she has a lot to offer, and I will talk about that in more detail later on in the presentation. So just some key features to point out. We have 5 specialty restaurants on board. These restaurants will incur a charge, okay? You can absolutely pre-book them with Baldwin's Travel before you travel, or you can pay on board. But we have the main dining restaurants, which you'll be allocated. And at the moment, we're doing freedom dining because we only have 1,000 customers. Customers can eat from 6 o'clock until 9:30 is the latest time you can eat in the main dining. Some of our specialty restaurants, we have the Indonesian restaurant, which is a mix of Indonesian stroke French cuisine, which is absolutely phenomenal. We have the Butcher's Cut, which is a steakhouse. We have the Holla, which is tacos and cantonilla. We have the sushi, and we have the teppanyaki. The teppanyaki is one of my favorites because it's like a show in itself, because you all sit around the chef and they're all cooking in front of you, and it's very, very interactive. So we have 21 bars on board Virtuosa. So you've got plenty of drinking on board, because at the moment we are offering you guys all-inclusive cruises. So all of our prices include unlimited amount of food, so full board, and unlimited amount of premium drinks. So that's premium branded drinks, that's hot, soft, alcoholic, non-alcoholic, and also cocktails and sparkling wines and beers, and selected wines as well. So we also have the first human robotic bartender at sea called Rob, who will make lots of different cocktails. We have 5 outdoor bars with breathtaking views and 16 indoor bars offering all sorts of entertainment, whether that be a live band, someone singing, someone playing an instrument, or if it's one of the nightclubs or one of the lively entertainments as well. So there's 2,421 cabins on board, and we have lots of different styles, and I will talk about that in more detail as well. So we have the longest LED dome at sea in the Galleria, where we have lots of shops and restaurants along there, where we sell 250 different brands of clothes, jewelry, handbags. So yeah, it's well worth bringing your credit card on board an MSC cruise. And then we have the Spa and Wellness Centre, where we have the most up-to-date gym equipment, all powered by Techno Gym. And we have some indoor solariums and jacuzzis as well, where we have lots of different spa treatments on offer that you can absolutely pre-book before you go, or book whilst you're on board as well. And these are just some of the equipments and detectives that we have on board our ships. So we have the smartphone app that you can download. We have the crew tablets, which the crew will walk around the ship and they can help you pre-book restaurants, etc. before you go. We have the touch screens, which are constantly being cleaned. We have the in-cabin smart TV as well. And then we have the human robotic bartender called Rob. So I'm going to cover off MSC Yacht Club. I'm going to cover off accommodation, the dining experience, entertainment, the relaxation spa, and also the environmental starship on board as well. So we have something called Yacht Club, which is our 5-star ship within a ship concept, where you have 24-hour butler service, you have your own concierge and reception, you have exclusive area of the swimming pool that only customers can use if they're staying in Yacht Club. We have all different cabins on board Yacht Club, and it's all premium, all inclusive. So it's ultra luxury. And I've got a little video to show you. Of MSC Yacht Club, the ship within a ship. So as I touched on already, these are just some really nice images that I thought that would bring to life. It's got a really great swimming pool area. You've got your own designated restaurant and lounge area. It has some of the best cabins at sea. I mean, you've just seen there some of the cabins with the whirlpool baths and the jacuzzis on the balconies are just phenomenal. And you also have separate areas in the spa that you can use as well. So just a little bit on our Yacht Club area there. So these are just some images of the suites that we have on board. And they really go into detail by telling you, how big they are, how big the balconies are. Some of them are split level as well. Children are absolutely welcome in the Yacht Club as well. So some of the accommodation we have on board. So we have Bella, Fantastica and Aurea experiences. We have that across our fleet. We have inside ocean view and balcony cabins, and we also do family cabins. And also we have cabins for customers with disabilities or reduced mobilities as well. And we also do interconnecting cabins if you have a larger family as well. So these are just some of the suites that we have on board. So we have the grand suite with the private whirlpool. We have the suite with the private whirlpool bath and our regular suite on board. Then we have our balcony cabins. We have our ocean view cabins, our interior cabins and our interior studio cabins. So the ocean view will have the window, and then the balcony will have the balcony that you can go out, and enjoy your breakfast or have a glass of fizz or a cup of tea in the morning. There's nothing nicer than to sit out there and watch the world go by in the mornings. It's really, really nice, and especially if you have the weather like we're having at the moment sailing around the UK. We also have 190 family cabins on board, where we do the super family cabins that sleep up to 12 people, and the super family plus cabins, which are very, very good. If we have, you know, nan and granddad and maybe mum and dad and the children, but you do want that bit of privacy, you can make them all a join in as well. And then, as I touched on, guests with disabilities or reduced mobilities, you know, we absolutely cater for them as well. And we've got all the measurements there of the door frames. If anyone is wheelchair bound, you know, we absolutely want to get them guys on board as well, and for them to have a lovely holiday with us. Because we're super proud to be the only cruise line sailing out of the UK at the moment. We have MSC Grandiosa, which has been sailing since August, but unfortunately it's not open to the UK guests at the moment because of our rules and restrictions. But we have successfully carried 90,000 customers safely on cruises round the Med at the moment. So, dining experience on board. The main restaurants, you will be allocated the main restaurants. We also have the buffet, which is open 20 hours a day. At the moment, with our restrictions in place, you can't help yourself to the food. You'll have a server that will serve your food for you. You just basically walk around the buffet and say what you'd like, and they will plate that up for you. And we have the main restaurants, which are all included. You can eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner in the main restaurant, and you will be served your dinner. And you'll have choices, 3 or 4 choices for breakfast, 3 or 4 choices for starters, main, and desserts. And we also have cheese boards and wine for desserts as well. And then the speciality restaurants, which I've touched on already, which do incur a small surcharge, but well worth it, especially if you're celebrating a birthday or a special occasion. I can really recommend the speciality restaurants. You're definitely won't go hungry. Seeing all that food's made me really hungry. I'm really pleased to say we're welcoming vaccinated and non-vaccinated customers on board, and also children. So how does that work? If you've had both of vaccinations, you're absolutely fine. You don't need to do a PCR or a lateral flow test before you travel. If you've not had any vaccinations, you'll need to do a PCS or an NHS natural flow test. And if you've had 1 vaccination, you'll have to do the same as well, 72 hours before you sail with us. And then we test everyone again at the port. And that takes about 45 minutes for the test results to come back. If everyone is passes as negative, then absolutely you can embark. If anyone does test positive, we do a second test. If that comes back fine, we're able to embark you. If it doesn't, unfortunately, we wouldn't be able to let you embark the ship. So this slide, I'm going to whiz through these slides, just talks about in more detail about the Indonesian restaurant and what sort of food you can expect to have there. We also have the hola, the tacos and cantonilla style food, which looks absolutely delicious. I've not eaten in this restaurant yet, so this one is on my to-do list once I'm next on board. And then we've got the sushi, the teppanyaki, and the butcher's cut restaurant as well. Okay, so this is Rob. This is our new bartender on board. We only have him on Virtuosa, and this is a charge to be able to have a cocktail made from Rob, but you do get to keep your glass that he will make your cocktail in as a souvenir as well. Okay, so what is there to do to keep you entertained on board? So we have the longest LED dome at sea, and that's on deck 6 and 7, and it's a 1.250 meters long. Okay, and that's where we have a lot going on along there. You know, we have lots of bars and restaurants and lots of entertainment along there. And we also have a light show, which is well worth watching. And we all have all different images along that ceiling, which is absolutely stunning. It's one of my favorite places to sit and have a cocktail and just watch people go by, really. Like I said, lots of shopping to do on board here. We've got lots of different shops where you can have a look round, lots of different handbags and jewelry and perfume stores on board where you absolutely can spend lots of money. We have the largest water park at sea. We have 5 swimming pools and we have the water slides for adults and children are able to use them, and they're interactive because they do time how fast you can go down the water slide. So really, really fun, especially in this weather now, but all the swimming pools are heated anyway. So we have the casino, we have the theatre, which obviously is on twice an evening, and we have the high ropes and also the interactive area, the cinema, we have the TV studio and bar, the carousel lounge, which is lovely. So lots to do. I really like the casino. It always has a really good atmosphere in there. Even if you're not a gambler, it's just nice to sit and have a drink in the bar in the casino there. So we have 5 age-appropriate kids clubs. Kids prices up to the age and included 17. Lots to do to keep the children entertained. We're in great partnerships with Chico and Lego on board, but there's so much to do for the children, and hours of fun for them to meet friends and make lots of new memories in our teens club. So the spa on board. The spa's on deck 7. There's so much to do in the spa. We have over 250 massages, facials, pedicures, hairdressers, nail salon, you name it, you can do it in this spa. And if you book an Aurea experience, you have unlimited access to the spa, to all the areas, and you also have a 60-minute massage of your choice included, and you get bathrobes and slippers in your cabin, which is a nice little touch as well. So the gym, I'd like to say I spend a lot of time in the gym when I'm on board, but that would be a lie. But we do have fantastic equipment on board. Like I say, it's powered by Techno Gym, and you have amazing view looking over to see whilst on the running machines or the rowing machines as well. That's it from me on the presentation. I haven't gone into too much detail with prices and availability, because do contact your nearest Baldwin's Travel for that, because they are the experts. They have access to the best rates and the availabilities. But I mean, we have got a few cabins left on the 5th of June sailing, and it's leading in at $499 per person for an interior cabin, all inclusive drinks, all gratuities included, full board, which is an absolute bargain. You couldn't even stay at Center Parcs for that at the moment. But I just wanted to see if anyone has got any questions for me about MSC Virtuosa, about the brand. You know, we're a family-run brand. Yeah, just wanted to open it out.
Thank you very much, Danny. No questions have come in, so we've only got a few of you on here. So have either of you got questions? Have any of you got questions? No. No, that was really good, Danny. So I mean, coming further than the obviously current season doing round UK, are you looking at doing anything different for the winter period, depending on what's opening up? I mean, are we going to see some Canaries cruises for the late autumn, early winter out of Southampton?
At the moment, the answer to that is no, but watch this space. Anything could happen. You know, it's an evolving market. Things are changing all the time. MSC Virtuosa is going to Dubai for the winter season. So we're doing 7-night cruises from Dubai and Abu Dhabi, which you guys can also package up for your customers and for our mutual customers, maybe a cruise and stay, or you know, a fly cruise or cruise only package, which absolutely will be great, because she will be the newest ship to be doing sailings out of Dubai. And Dubai generally, you know, is a winter destination, and you're pretty much guaranteed the weather in Dubai as well.
That's good. That's great. We got some chat. We got some. Med. Oh, thank you for a great presentation. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
You're welcome. It's lovely to virtually meet you both.
Yeah. Unless we've got anything else, I think we've covered everything, haven't we? So
it was a whistle stop. I'd love to talk about more products, and more ships, but at the moment we don't know when that's going to happen. But you know, watch this space. Once we get the green light, and you know, we've got so many ships and so many amazing destinations that we're planning to sail to, but we just have to wait for the green light on that.
Yeah. While we've got some of our clients on here, obviously weather and everything, you know, normally we've been sort of like seeing 20 30 odd people on these, but we're now into nicer weather and getting into the summer. Do you think these would be better if we did them early evening? Do you think would you enjoy seeing them early evening, or not? Because obviously coming in, it's still nice to do these. Yeah, unmute yourself. There you go.
Yeah, we don't mind. Sort of early evening would be fine. We've thoroughly enjoyed all these presentations. It's given us a great insight into all sorts of different holidays that we weren't aware of. So thank you.
And have you cruised before?
Yes, we have. But with Fred Olsen. It's a completely different ball game.
Yeah, we do something called status match. So you'd be brand new to MSC, and we would match your status at what you are with someone else, and you would come in at that level. So not only that, we'd be able to give you a 5% discount, and you would come in on whatever level you were with anyone else, you know, to try us out, and you will always maintain that level.
Yeah. Well, what are the size of some of your other ships? Because 6,000 is too big for us.
I mean, she is our biggest ship. She's our flagship. The smallest ship we have carries just over 3,000 customers.
Right. Okay.
And when I say one of our older ships, you know, they're no more than 10 years old. So they're still very, very new. You know, and our hardware is fantastic on board. Yeah, the Italians really do have an eye.
The beauty with MSC as well, which I thoroughly love about them, is the yacht club area. It's a little bit more expensive, and I know you only featured the top couple of grades of cabins on there, but they've got more of the standard size balcony. I mean, bigger balcony cabins, but more of a standard size balcony cabin in yacht club. So you don't have to go for the really top end suites to get yacht club
Absolutely. And what's great about the yacht club is you have your own little sanctuary, but you can still go out and enjoy all the facilities and all the restaurants and all the bars that's out of your little area. But then you've got your own area where the sail away in the top sail lounge in yacht club is amazing, especially when you're coming into a port. It's phenomenal because you get the best views, and if you didn't want to be out on top deck, it's really, really lovely place.
And it's got everything in the yacht club that you would get on any other ship. It's all obviously very, very nice, very plush and everything, but you've got your own entertainment lounge, you've got your own bar, you've got your own restaurant, you've got your own facilities. The cabins are really nice, your own private deck. It's got pool up there as well, hasn't it?
It has, yeah.
Its own private
pool.
pool.
The pool isn't as big as the main pool, but it's plenty big enough for the amount of, especially, you know, the whole ship only has 1,000 customers at the moment. You know, you've basically got the ship to yourself.
Yeah, and the great thing is you can spend your cruise there, but then just like if you were in a hotel, nice boutique hotel in London, and you decide I'm going to go to the theatre, you know, you go to a big theatre, watch the show, but then you can go back to your to that. So you've got your own little ship inside the big ship. So you can that smaller, more boutique.
We tend to be we choose Fred Olsen, to be perfectly honest, because we tend to be destination led rather than cruise ship led. We're not so interested in all the you know, all the paraphernalia on board the ship. We just want to go places.
Yeah.
So where, Maria, what's on your bucket list? What destinations?
Well, Dubai is one.
Yes,
I'd
we haven't been
I'd
to
like
Dubai.
Dubai and that sort of thing. Where would we like? We like the Caribbean. But,
So
We're actually doing a
in
world
normal
cruise
terms, we
in
will have
time.
6 ships sailing from the Caribbean.
Okay.
Before pre-COVID, we always had 6 ships. We would have some of the big ones and some of the smaller ones.
Yeah.
But we choose the ships that we have in the Caribbean because they have so much more outdoor space.
right.
Because we know the weather is pretty
The
much
weather,
guaranteed.
Yeah.
Quite.
It's more al fresco dining and things like that. Whereas, you know, on board Virtuosa, you can absolutely go to the buffet and, you know, bring your dinner, lunch or breakfast and sit outside. But on the seaside class ship, for instance, there's restaurants that are al fresco because generally the weather is much nicer.
Yeah.
So that's that would be quite good for you guys.
Mm.
It might
We
be
haven't
worth
been
looking.
to South Africa, South America either. That's one place.
Okay. That's good. You've got a few destinations lined up. We just need the green light to be able to get you there.
Well, this is
right.
the thing. We're doing a cruise around the British Isles at the end of August, but we're not going abroad until next year.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are feeling it. And I think that's what not only MSC but all the other guys that have
I think we're going to be meeting up with an awful lot of other ships going around the British Isles.
I was gonna say the English Channel is going to end up like the M25 going through there.
M25 is back to normal, believe me. It took me 3 hours to get home from Southampton yesterday.
Oh no.
That wasn't the best.
Where do your ships sail from? Is it only Southampton or are there any other ports?
From the UK, it's only ever Southampton.
Right,
We are currently having a new terminal built. But at the moment, MSC Virtuosa is sailing out of City Cruise Terminal. But yeah, we only ever, because our ships are quite large, they're not able to go out of Tilbury or anywhere like that, to be honest, Marie.
Right, okay.
Is a car park
Sorry?
The other car parks at the cruise terminal?
Yeah, we've got the car parks right opposite at the moment, because obviously we are the only ship sailing. So there's plenty of space. We can absolutely book that through ABP for you, no problem. And you can just pop that in the car park opposite and then just literally cross the road. It's really, really good.
Well, I sailed out of Southampton. On the day I sailed, there was 7 cruise ships in and the car park still weren't full. Southampton has got no end of car park, and that's the one thing it doesn't have a problem with, is car park. And it's ever so easy to get down there as well. I mean, whether you do the train, I think if you did the train, I think it's directly down from Waterloo, isn't it?
Yeah, we have to change somewhere. I know that. I think where we change now. Clapham Common or something like that. Is it Clapham Junction? Clapham Junction, I think we changed.
Well, I live in Eastbourne, so I get a direct train from Brighton down to Southampton. But one of the London, I'm sure it's Waterloo's got a direct train down to Southampton, but it's pretty easy. But then the drive, it's a nice drive as well down to
nice.
Southampton. That's relatively easy.
I did touch on the excursions, but at the moment we're only letting customers embark and disembark in the ports of Portland, Liverpool and Greenock if they've booked an MSC Cruises excursion. The reason being is that we have to have the customers in the safe bubble. Customers can't get off and get on and, you know, wander around like you normally would have the freedom to do so. But watch your space. Who knows what's going to happen, you know, later on in the summer season with that.
I think that if the 21st opens up, then obviously that changes everything for everybody, doesn't it? Because I think the cruises, if I'm right, are sailing with the same rules as imposed on land, basically. So once everything opens up on land, then hopefully all the cruises will as well. But cruises are great at taking the policies, doing everything that the policy wants, and then making them so much better, so much safer.
I mean, we're really proud of our health and safety protocols, because we have been lucky, because, you know, we've had Grandiosa out in the Med that's been able to really get that right, which made Virtuosa an absolute success on what to do and things like that.
I'm not sure whether Marie has, she's raised her hand, whether it's a thank you or she's got a question.
Well, let's have a look.
It's a question, actually.
Hi, Marie.
Hello, it's from Sweden. You did want to know if the time for the meeting is right.
Yeah.
I think it's a very good presentation, combined, or if I look at some of the bloggers, you're doing 100% good in the presentation. I think it's good if you have one meeting in the middle of the day and some meeting in the afternoon, because the weather is very good and people are out or working, or I'm at work having my break at this time. So
early evening might work well for you, Marie.
Yeah, it would, because we are 1 hour later than you in the time frame for Greenwich. So I think you make a broader audience if you choose different times, because it's a fabulous ship, actually. I haven't been traveling with you, but I have done some Norwegian coastline, and it's a different kind of ships, but still it's traveling. You have a vacation, you see things.
Mediterranean feel on board our ships.
Yeah.
And that's what does differentiate us from everyone else.
They are, the one thing I'm wondering, I'm traveling always alone. And if you want to attract that kind of audience or customers, do something about how to find those options for single travels. Because
Funny you should say that, Marie. We have actually reduced our single supplements for our ex-UK sailings. Hopefully that's something we might look at doing across all of the seasons. That we do reduce sailings and reduce supplements.
I think about it in all your ships, because I'm not targeting your new ship. It's about how to find good bargains for single travelers. And sometimes it's hard to see what's in it for me, because I'm like the older couple before. I want to see things. I'm not so much for the bars or the pools, but see something around the ship, art, virtual things. Go when we are allowed to leave the ship on the trip, you can go see in the Mediterranean, for example, you have a lot of history, a lot of buildings. And that's why I'm traveling, to see something, to have memories when it's cold and the rain is pouring, and you know what I mean.
Yeah, because the tourist destinations, when the weather isn't great, is always the best time to go. Because, you know, I did a winter med for Christmas 3 years ago on MSC Meraviglia, which is a sister ship to this one. And I went to Rome the day before Christmas Eve. And because the weather was so naff, honestly, there was no one in the back of my photos. The Trevi Fountain, I basically had it to myself. It was wonderful. It really was.
We're down to our final minute. So before we all get chucked off, I want to thank everybody for joining us. Thank Danny for joining us as well.
It's been my pleasure.
We'll try and put something a little bit more looking further ahead to 2022 with MSC. And we'll do that, and we'll get that in for an evening. In the next few weeks. We'll try and get that one in for an evening, and looking further ahead at getting back to places like Dubai, South America, the Caribbean, MSC into Cuba, which is something that I know we were making big deals of before the pandemic hit. All your lovely sailings out of Cuba, which were fantastic. So hopefully we're going back there as well. So thank each and every one of you. Watch out for the invite. We'll send details out about all our presentations, and obviously any new ones with MSC, probably looking at some for the evenings as well. So thank you, each and every one of you. Thank you, Danny, and thank you once again, Trish, for organising.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Thank you so much.
Bye.